The title of my message today is Who is a Father? A tierra in Benin. Break your Bibles with me this morning to the book of Malachi, chapter 1. We're going to read from verse 6 to 8. I read, A son honoureth his father, and a servant his master. A son honoureth his what? Father. And a servant to what? His master. Hear this. If then I be a what? Where is my what? My honor. The fact that you are a man and have a male organ does not qualify you as a father. The fact that you are able to impregnate a woman and put her in the family way does not qualify you as a father. But you know, in a layman's term, that you impregnated a woman and the woman conceived and bare a child, a boy or a girl, they say you are not a father. Abi, you are not a father. But the truth of the matter is, fatherhood goes beyond just impregnating a woman. Fatherhood is defined by responsibility. Fatherhood is responsibility. After this message, you will realize that there are some persons that are called fathers. They are not actually qualified to be fathers. And you will also realize that there are some children who don't understand the value of the parents that God has given to them. He said, a son honoureth his what? His father. And a servant his what? His master. Then he now asked a question. He said, if I be your father, if you call me your father, say I be your papa, where is my honor? A father is the umbrella of the home. Ekara. Era or ekara wa. Father is the umbrella of the home. Father is the shield of the home. A father protects. Beyond impregnating a woman, beyond fathering a child, there are certain attributes that qualifies a man as a father. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I behaved like a child. He said, but when I became a man, I put away what? Childish things, which means that the difference between a man and a boy. There's a difference between what? A man and a boy. A boy cannot be a father. It takes a man to be a father. Have you heard the word they will say, man up to your responsibility? Why don't they say boy up? Because a boy is still a child. A boy is still being catered for. A boy is still, being provided for. But a man is assumed to be someone that is matured. Matured, not just in age, matured in his psychology. Someone that have mental maturity. Someone that has emotional maturity. So it takes a man to be a father. Why will a young boy impregnate a girl and says, I am not the one responsible, even when he knows he is the one responsible? Answer me. Because he's not a man, he's a boy. Are you getting this message? Why will you be cutting a young girl and put her in the family way, and you deny that you are not the one responsible, even when you know deep down in your heart that you are the one who impregnated this girl? Because you are not ready to man up. You are not ready to take responsibilities. You are not ready to be a father. And in most cases, that innocent girl will end up giving birth to that child. And the child will grow up. And the irresponsible boy will still keep denying that I am not the one responsible for this. Because it is not that he doesn't know that it is his blood that flows through the vein of that child. He knows, but is afraid to take responsibilities. Because fatherhood is defined by responsibilities. It stops being about you and it becomes us. Now it's not about you anymore. You want to buy trousers, you want to buy pants, you want to look good and look like, make your hair Jericho. and look like fine boy, no pimples. It's not all those ones stops. Now you now have someone that you are catering for. You now have someone that you are accountable for. And that is what scares many young guys. They don't want to be accountable for anybody. Fatherhood is accountability. Are you accountable? Is what? Accountability. A father, one of the major responsibilities of a father is to provide. When I'm through with this message today, some of you will understand when I use the word that I have the most fortunate father in the world. God blessed me with a very good father. And I will tell you. Now, the fact that your father made certain mistakes in life does not mean that you should not give him his honor. Because I've seen some people make some very awful comments, running down their father as if he's one houseboy, as if he's one slave, forgetting that this man played a major role in your life, and one way or the other contributed to the man you have become. This message is both for women and men. Oh, I've also seen women turn children against their fathers and attract curses upon those children without knowing. I said number one responsibility of what a father is what? Is to provide. What are you providing? You see, there are three basic needs of man: food, shelter, and what? So the number one responsibility of a father is to provide you what? Food. Is to provide you shelter. Is to provide you what? Many a time boys run away when they impregnate sisters, even when they are so in love with them. They run away because I never ready buy Pampers. You know how many they sell Pampers now? I'm not ready for baby food though. I see some people when they say, I get picking now. I get picking does not make you a father. I get picking does not qualify you as a father. Are you providing for that child? What are you supposed to provide? I said number one thing is you are to provide. That's what qualifies as a father. And you have to provide what? The three basic needs of man. Food, what? Shelter and food, shelter and what? You're impregnating a woman. You're dating her, telling her all manner of sweet things. And yet you are still dependent on your parents. Are you not seeing that you are not ready to be a man yet? You are still a boy. And when the woman takes in, you don't have the ability to rent even one room apartment, one room to put her there. Let alone providing for this woman. You run and leave her for her family to be taking care of her. And when she now finally, gives birth after 9 months, then you now come on and say, I'm the father. You now carry powder and start sharing powder and be happy. So you now think you are not a man. But all the while the woman was pregnant, going through all those gestation period and all the pains of pregnancy, you were not there. You were not in the equation. And now she has delivered. Okay, let's say you didn't have money, things were rough. And now you are coming for the naming ceremony of your child, your acclaimed child. You have no contribution. And after that day, the woman does not see you anymore. And maybe when the child wants to get married, you come out again and say, I am the father. Because no pure man, no okay. You know. I have heard some persons say that they'll say, when the begin grow, he go find me come. I've heard some guys say, even some, you see, that you are a graduate does not make you intelligent, does not make you mature. I have seen some uneducated graduates, very uneducated, but he's a graduate, he has the degree, the paper. And that you are 50-year-old or 40-year-old does not mean you are matured. I have seen some 40-year-old talk like 12 years old. I have seen. Men and brethren, I said the first responsibility of a father is what? Is to what? Food, shelter, and growing up as a child, I didn't lack any of those things. I'm telling you this. My father is here, my mother is here. Growing up as a child, I never lacked any of these things. We always had food in surplus. We always had shelter over our head. Have you not seen some parents? Once their wife delivers, the next thing they will say, This my auntie, go and give her. They will start sharing their children. They will start sharing them. You go to and stay with this uncle. You go and stay with this. You go and stay with that. You will now become servants and slaves under those ones. But my own life was not like that. That's why I say I am most fortunate by God. I grew up under my parents. I had food to eat anytime I wanted to eat. I had shelter. Growing up for me was fun. When it is Easter period, my father buys us clothes for Easter. I know it's not all parents that can do that. Okay. There's what they will call emikbo nekere emikbo nokwa, which is Christmas and New Year. He buys us different clothes. And we don't wear aloko. That is why you see, there was a day, my wife just saw some dress that looked nice. She wanted to buy for my children. And they were aloko, okrika. I shouted, I frowned. She has even picked one. She has even picked. I said, for who? She said, this one will look good on Michael. I said, for my son? Why am I walking? Sorry, I'm not saying okrika is bad though. Please get my message. For those who can afford the brand new, you can also afford that. It's good, it's fine. But I said, for my own son, I said, my father didn't raise me like that. I don't grow, don't mature before I begin wearing native. We know they wear cut and sew. My father buys already made. Food, hallelujah. Food, shelter, and clothing. And as a young child, I was just enjoying all those things. I didn't know that there was someone working day and night to make sure those things were available. Are you getting me this morning? I didn't know there was someone going through pain, making all manner of sacrifices just to make sure that when it is time for Christmas, we have what to wear, we have what to eat. Another thing, which is one of the most paramount things even the Bible recommends, is that the role of a father is to instill morals, discipline. Have you not seen children that grow up like they didn't grow up under their father or under their mother? The way they behave, the way they talk, the way they... I grew up from a home that has discipline. No matter how angry you are, there are things you cannot say. Do you know that we are living in a generation where parents are afraid to talk to their children? Where a father is afraid to talk to correct his children. We are living in a generation where even a father knows that his or her child is doing illicit job and going through all manner of wrong things, and he knows that this thing will be detrimental to this boy in the future, and the father keeps quiet. But one thing I like about my father, he will tell you if you like verse. Why will you be afraid to tell your children the truth? If you don't tell them the truth now when they are young, when they come of age, you see, it is what you sow that you reap. It's what you sow that you reap. When they come of age and they realize that you knew the truth and hid it from them, they will take it out on you as a father. Another thing a father does is to protect the family. Another attribute of what? A father is to what? Is to what? Is to protect his family. A father does not expose his children to the outside. You do everything possible to shield them from any pending danger. You don't expose them to attacks. You take the bullets for them. Growing up for me as a child, I learned a lot from my dad. Even without him knowing. You know, there's a way you teach people, even without you knowing that you are teaching them. That is why you see, children learn more from the things you do than from what you say to them. I have a father that early morning, my father wakes up, he goes to his office, he comes back around 4. It's a daily routine. It's a daily routine. So I didn't grow up to meet a father who sits at home and crosses his legs, waiting for one sister, one brother to come and help him train his children. I grew up to meet a father who works day and night just to make sure that we don't lack. They learn more from the things you do than from the things you say. But do you also know that all these things that your father does for you, there's a part you also need to play in their lives? Do you also know that? Just like now, I'm working night and day. Because I learned early in life that there is dignity in labor. That is why even as a president of a ministry, as a general overseer of a church, I still walk like a normal guy. No, I'm telling you this. If you see me where I hustle at times, I wear tattered clothes. You say, now my pastor be that. You ask yourself the question. I don't give a damn. You know why? Because there is dignity in labor. A pastor was telling me some days ago, that pastor that came to preach here some days ago, he said he remember sometimes he went with me to Lagos when we were scouting for cars, doing some business. He said, I go lie down under car. I go there under there. They observe, they check. He said, but who know that one I go, they say, now automatic, you just take get your money. They know that when you lie down on that motor, they know that when you go it was not reminding me of some things that I had forgotten. Men and brethren, I learned that early in life that there is dignity in labor until we grew older in life. As a father, what are you teaching your children? What are you instilling in them? Because they are going to grow up to become it, whether you like it or not. A father provides. A father instills what? Morals. A father does what? Protects. A father encourages. You are going through trials. He calls you and says, my son, come. I will pray for you. Things will be okay. Don't worry. It won't always be like this. How many fathers today does that to their children? Or your children comes to you and you say, hey, retire, hey. Do you know that whether you like it or not, when your children grows up, they know the role you played in their lives. See, I'm just saying this now, and my father is hearing them. To him, maybe he might not know that I took note of those things. To him as a father, this is what he's supposed to do. But to me, as a grown-up now, I have 3 sons right now. I know what it means to provide for my children. My father has 15 children. I have seen some men who are 45 years right now. They still don't have a woman in the house. Neither have children under them because they are afraid of responsibility. I have seen they are there. They are many. The young one, they enjoy life. They do playboy. They go. They flex. Forgetting that age is no more on their side because they are afraid of responsibility. Who is a father? How many things have I itemized now? I say a father is what? A father provides. A father what? Protects. A father instills morale. A father what? Is an encourager. A father is a teacher. You see, I just gave some examples just now what my father taught us. Until today, he's still teaching us. Because the day you stop learning, you start dying. The day you outgrows your father and think you know more than him, okay, your own don't finish. Yeah, no, I'm telling you. I tell people, even if your father is a native doctor and you are a pastor, the Bible requests, the Bible demands that you give him the honor as a father. Are you listening to me? Even if your father is a witch and he did not kill you without his witch, without his wizardry, give him the what? He said, if I am your father, where is my what? Honor. Is that not what he said? And to me, then I was like wondering, I don't understand. But you know, it makes more sense to me now. A father is a teacher. He teaches you. He tells you what to do. My son, don't go this direction. My son, what did he say in Proverbs chapter 2 just now? He said, my son, if thou wilt hearken unto my commandment, unto my instruction, and do this. I want that scripture saying, bro, he said, there shall be length of days for you, and there shall be years of life for you. They shall add more days. They shall add more life to you. Do you know the funny thing is, I have seen some fathers teaching their teaching their children a wrong way of life. And you are failed as a father. If you are a father, you are teaching your children the wrong thing. Teaching them how to be a flirt, how to be a womanizer. Teaching them how to do dubious things. Sad to say, there was a father that was talking before me one day. I went to fix my car. And he was telling me 2 of his sons are in HK. He was saying it proudly that two of him pikin dey HK, they learn how to fraud people their money. He was saying it with confidence. Are you getting what I'm saying now? What are you teaching that child? There's a way that seemeth right unto a man. The Bible said the end thereof are what? Are the ways of destruction. Sir, ma, it profits to teach your children a good way of life.